how it.
Right. So, I think we're live. I think we're live. I think we're live. Yes, we are. How's it? So, hello. Yes. Hello, 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 hello. And welcome. Welcome, welcome to another Star Citizen live stream. Yes, another. We're going through these at a pretty at a pretty decent rate. The last couple of streams, well, the last stream in particular was quite stressful, I think is the correct word. I think stressful is probably the correct word. And again, I forgot to bring my Track IR online. It's the problem when you're busy getting other things sorted. I mean, I was able to get the stream up at like, was able to get the stream up and ready. You know what, let's go for it. I did say I will try and use, I think, considering the subject of what we're doing today, I will actually use Track IR, because I feel like Track IR is kind of important. Just kind of. So, I hope you guys are doing alright. And if you come in later into the stream and you want to see the beginning of this, feel free to go to, I'm actually probably should try linking the playlist in the description. That would probably be intelligent, Mr. Jaeger. But yeah, Mr. Jaeger's not that intelligent. You want proof? It's I've taken my headset off to put my Track IR on because I forgot to put the Track IR on today. Right, Track IR V5. Hopefully it all works. Fantastic. What version are we rolling? Mark 1 as well. Fantastic. Perfect. Right. Now here's the fun part. I'm going to try something. And we'll see if this works. So, obviously, if you try and get this thing to work... right, disabled, no source. I'm going to hop into the game. So, we're going to go with... well, I want to say best, but at the same time, I'm also like, I don't trust it. To be brutal, I don't trust the best. I only... But, you know what? Let's give it a crack. So, we had a bit of a rough start, and I'm not imagining it's going to be any better today. But I'm also going to be a bit more optimistic, because I'm like, well, maybe, just maybe, we can do some mining. Because mining, we can actually do. We can actually go onto a planet's surface. There'll be some stuff to grab. I know roughly locations to go get it. So, all in all, it's actually quite a sweet deal. Obviously, I've only got the Mark 1. Actually, no. I can probably get the better mining laser. Yeah, you know what? I can actually do that because I can make that purchase. So, we're going to go to... what is it? Oh god, I'm fearing I'm going to have to go to Microtech. Let me just quickly, whilst we're waiting for the thing to load, I am going to be a productive member of society and learn about the mining lasers, because I'm fairly certain you can buy the mining lasers on Star Citizen mining
Backing up the Navy here, so reach out as soon as you can.
laser.
The F needs combat pilots
Helix
for
1,
immediate
that's
deployment
it.
against Xenos
Best
threat.
mining
We're backing up the
laser.
Navy here, so reach out as soon as you can.
Yes, I'm aware. The Helix 1 is perhaps the best mining laser in the game. It's grade A, size 1, and at the moment, it is really fucking good. MIC L1! We have it at MIC L1, at least one would hope. References, 2001, so it may not be. Well, the good news is we can go to MIC L1 with the Prospector, and hopefully it shouldn't be too... it hopefully should be available, and we can immediately stick it onto that. So, therein lies that part. Also, kind of surprised at the fact that the frames are looking pretty decent for the first time. I don't know if the event's going on at the moment, but who knows? Maybe it is. But no, so today's plan... Oh, yes, that reminds me. We need to reactivate it. So, disabled... Track IR. Oh, I should have turned that off. You know what? We'll turn that off, hit disabled no source, head back out of the menu. And then we're going to go into the menu and go disabled... And then we're going to enable that. And I'm going to have no, just to see if it actually works. Is it really not letting me do this? Aww. Do I have to seriously set the goddamn thing up? Maybe it's because I'm not in... Oh, that's really disappointing. I was on a really good start. You know what? We're going to focus on getting the mining laser set up first. Then I can restart the game and then pop into it. You know, so we can at least sort of hop in. So hop in, get the mining laser attached, get it all sorted, and then hop back up. So there you go. Nice. But fuck you, man. Fuck you, lift. Right, anyway. So yes. So what we're going to be doing first of all is heading to MIC L1 to grab the mining laser, which is the Helix 1. Now, the Helix 1 is probably the best mining laser for the Prospector at the moment. In the current sort of mining meta, if you will, it's the one that basically gives the most effective things. It was like, did I? Yes, I still had it up. Because basically, what is it? Yeah, it's basically the most powerful mining laser, minus 30 instability, charge rates 20%, resistance minus 10, optimal size, window size 15, and shatter damage 50%. So this thing has a tendency, when you start cooking everything up, to sort of increase the size of the G-spot of the rock, and as a result, it causes, it makes mining so much easier, and as well, and it also gives the best kind of, gives the best kind of performance for a size 1 mining laser, because there are such things as rocks that are too small, and as a result we do need to actually take that into account. However, because the Prospector, you know, it does what it needs to do. So we're going to quickly deploy the Prospector and go do some mining. Once we've done that, we're going to take the Prospector over to... I want to take it to Arc Core, because Arc Core normally with Walla and Lyria, though to be fair, I think it was more Hurston way. Yeah, Ariel. I think Ariel had the better locations for decent mining capacity. Because that was normally when Ariel was normally when you had decent stuff. So Prospector. There we go. Yeah, so Ariel was the location where we could get decent minerals. I don't mind Quantanium because I kind of feel like Quantanium is just a cheese method. Like, people play this... The reason why I say it's kind of cheese is because... Oh, is it doing that thing again where it takes forever and then locks me into the screen? I can see that my ship is... Right. How does one get out of this? See if I can find a workaround. Unless I just wait. That's also a possibility, but I don't want to wait. Right. There we go. Character repair tool has been noted 6 days ago.
Please visit us again.
Oh, it worked.
Bye.
Okay, so it just locks you into place. Hanger number 1. Okay, so not the end of the world. It just you just have to wait for it to time out. Wouldn't exactly call that a goods fix, but hey ho. That's something at least. So, yeah. I mean, the thing is, 3.18 is currently going through a rough patch period, definitely. Unfortunately, I also feel that they've probably... well, not probably. I've seen a number of people in the Spectrum forums sort of complaining about the event. No, of course, because I'm not filing it, am I? Duh. Right. Right. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to... Yep, I'm going to have to restart the game. That's really fucking irritating. Honestly. Oh, well.
Hello. How can Miss help you today? Systems on.
Oh, well. That's my own fault for not turning on track IR, so... No, what is it? So basically, 3.18's just been kind of... the release of 3.18.2 with the Xenothreat event is definitely causing some stirs. I think once the event finally ends, we're going to start seeing some stability and some other stuff going on. But as for future dynamic events, that is a good question. Whether or not we will do those is another matter entirely. I hope that this doesn't kill dynamic PvE events, because I do enjoy the concept of them. I just wish the game would be more stable when we do them. But as I said, I'm going to try and hold off my cursing of the thing, because I bitched and moaned a lot about the Xenothreat event in the last stream, so what I want to do this time is just focus more on actual gameplay. So instead we're going to talk about mining, because I have done a fair amount of mining over the years, and it is one of the things I enjoy a lot about Star Citizen, and arguably it's going to be one of my favourite things to do for years to come, because I have yet to find a game that makes mining as enjoyable and skill intensive as Star Citizen. Speaking of which, I need to find the controls. Advanced controls. Where is the mining? Operator modes. There we go. Oh, there's a gimbal toggle. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. So you can relative beam spacing, whatever that means. I'll focus on that when we can do salvaging more. Increase mining. Right. Let me just quickly do some research. Is that it? That might be it. Oh, hello. Yes, fuck off with the continue. Mining, citizen, prospector, yes, yes. yes. Ping, FPS mining. Risks of caves, yes. Mining moons. To be fair, I think this particular patch is, unless they've kept it up to date, which is unlikely. Refineries, settlements, scan depths, resistance, mining laser, mining throttle, configuration of mining. Of course. Keyboard, mouse, joystick, HOTAS. Have I arrived at the location? One would hope so. Fortunately, my computer is beginning to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Vehicles. Mining. I think I found it. I think I found it. Right. So, for context, what I've just done is I've gone on to the controls for the mining aspect, because what I can do with mining in Star Citizen, you know how? Okay, so basically in Star Citizen, when you're mining a rock, one of the core fundamentals of mining, which is why I love it so much, is you're not just going up to an asteroid, hitting a rock, and then when the rock is mined, the game tells you you've got the rock. Instead, what you're doing is you're basically charging an energy beam into the rock itself and utilizing your mining laser's power to cause it to fracture so that you can get to the resources inside. The thing is, a good miner is someone who's not only going to be able to control the mining laser to ensure that the power isn't too excessive, resulting in the rock exploding, but also being able to constantly have a fracture point be caused faster. You know, the ability to mine rocks quickly without risk of fracture is a very useful thing. Now, the scroll wheel on a mouse does the job fairly adequately. However, the problem is with a mouse scroll, there's always a bit of a little clunkety clunk depending on, you know, how fresh or new or design your mining laser is. And as a result, it can mean that you are in a position where you might end up losing, you might end up overdoing the limit and causing the rock to heat up and potentially explode. So what we need to do here is it basically, I'll just move the image over there. So basically what we need to do is, so what I have with the advantage of the HOTAS, I will be honest, is the mining laser is basically, I use the HOTAS to increase my, there's like a doohickey on my very technical term. There's some kind of throttle limit thing on my HOTAS Warthog, which allows me to increase or decrease, and it's even marked as well, even though it's not originally at all for that purpose. And basically what it does is it allows me to increase or decrease the mining laser far more accurately than with the mouse scroll. So as a result, I can increase and decrease with high levels of precision. And in my opinion, that's really fucking awesome. I absolutely love this thing. And it makes mining so much easier for me, because it means all I have to do is just carefully, when I activate the mining laser, is just carefully increase and decrease the power of my mining laser. Now, this does make it a bit awkward in terms of controls, because rather than having the relaxation of using my middle mouse on my right hand to mine the ship, I am now relying more on my left hand, which means I can't, react. I have to flip between using the mining laser power and the controls for the ship. But it does give me the freedom to be able to sort of have far more control. And in my opinion, that's what matters. Which is important. Because, holy shit, it's amazing. Yeah, mining in this game is a lot of fun. It can be tense, but it's also awesome at the same time. I don't think there's anything else I might need to turn off, but I don't think so. Nice clickety clicks. But yes, I might need to send a message to Bidden on something. Right. We're at Microtech. Not Jericho. So where is... There we go. Come on.
Quantum travel complete.
I'm having problems, but for some reason YouTube's having issues, and I'm like, why are you being a pain? Because it's just saying, oh, you're not getting enough video. Why am I not getting enough video? What is causing me not to get enough video? Because I'm not seeing any issues with my fucking frames being missing, because my OBS would tell me that there's something wrong. That's the downside of trying to simplify everything, is that when you say, oh, you're not doing enough of this simple thing, it's like, well, what is the thing I'm not doing enough of? And they won't tell you, because God help you, God forbid someone says something specific in this goddamn world. Anyway. I'm trying to think, where's a good place for... Right. Yeah, let me know what you guys are experiencing in the stream, because YouTube is making it sound like the stream is really badly and laggy. If it is, do let me know, because on my end, the game, as far as I'm aware, the game is kind of fine. Like, I'm not, like, my computer's being a pain in the ass because I think my heating system is not working well, but that's about it. Everything else kind of seems okay. So I don't know if it's just that, but we'll see.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
I'll have to figure out. Maybe it's just YouTube being a pain, I don't know, but it's not being specific enough. Graphics again. No, everything, with the exception of volumetric clouds, but might even put them on medium. Probably shouldn't do this with yeah, that wasn't the most intelligent of decisions. Alright, let's open up the gas. Oh, another prospector. Hey, fellow prospector. Oh, shit joke for the win. Right, ease up, ease up, ease up, ease up. Collision alert. I know, and sploosh. Ah, good shit.
Complete. Have a
Good
pleasant stay.
shit. Right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna see if we can buy a mining laser from this location, primarily to see. Well, to be fair, I don't know if the information I've received is accurate enough to say yes, this is in fact what you can do. If you can, fan dabby doby. That's going to be saving us a bit of a journey down to Microtech. Worst case scenario, I know that there's something on Microtech. I don't know for certain if there is anything on this planet. Oh, that's fucking terrifying. Oh, well, that's fucking not helpful. Right. We've landed on the damn thing. Then this kind of kills two birds with one stone. Not earlier than I anticipated, but at the same time, it's better than nothing. So, we've landed. We're safe. We've made it onto the platform. So, yeah, we're going to have to just go back to the menu. And then I'll quit the game, get the track IR system. Well, basically, I'll turn the game off, and then I'll turn the game back on with the track IR working. And then it'll decide it wants to notice that I've got track IR. So, apologies for the slight weirdness of the stream. The stream has not ended. Do not worry. I have merely just arrived at the destination. And now, of course, we can... Oh, the stream's healthy and everything's fine. Yeah, it's because you can't fucking see shit, you stupid bastard. Oh, God. Right, but anyway, the more important thing is, now that we have the track IR systems on, it should register everything being functional, and we can still actually play the game now with the track IR systems working. Which is good. Only problem is we're going to have to hop off the... Well, we're going to have to hop back into the game in order to get things started. So, apologies for any issues caused. I do actually need to get round to having a please hold while waiting malarkey. But still, we are determined. A lesser man would have given up on Star Citizen and gone to a different game. Well, I say no, sir. I am determined. For I did pledge many a year and many a time that I would stream and play Star Citizen. And I will play Star Citizen, warts and all. Because I then feel that there's a level of accomplishment from surviving and not rage quitting. Right, let's get back into the thrills. However shit the patch may be, we are still doing this. So I wouldn't mind having a long latency stream. Like, sure, it's about a minute long at this moment, almost, to have to have a question to be answered. I don't mind that. The latency makes so much sense. Hell, I would have it on average, just because then it just means that there's an extra level of performance. But still, not helpful when YouTube decides it wants to be having issues. Error, you're not in the video. What video? Like, everything's fine on my end. On my streaming setup, it's fine. Honestly. But yes, anyway, so servers are going to be busy, but we're going to try and get some mining done. I'm more confident about mining being done than ever. For two reasons. First, I know what to do. That was a big thing that I didn't have. One of my bigger things of mining. Right. Yep, there we go.
The CDF needs all available combat pilots to fight Xenothreat. Contact me for details.
Ooh. No, thank you. I have suddenly the desire to be an intense rock star. Right, no. Disable during FPS. Yes. Right, there we go. I enabled it to... There we go. Right. Let's get to it. So, are we at MIC L1? I do believe we are at MIC L1. Because MIC L1 has a pretty distinctive easy hab, which then leads into, yeah, this Seems like it, doesn't it? Yep, we're at Mikkel 1. Fantastic. I might, hopefully my ship is in storage as well. Hopefully. I do wonder, actually... fuck off. I do wonder, actually, if... right. If the whole
Welcome
shebang...
to the ASOC
like, once...
vehicle
See,
retrieval system.
the only thing I will say, the last thing I will say about Xenothreat, just a genuine curiosity, is I wonder what the game will be like... Yeah, good. There you go.
Please visit us again.
When Xenothreat ends, when we've got that period of time where it's actually not running, that will be an interesting thing, because obviously at that point we'll have naturally all the things so instead of having a massive event which causes massive destabilization along with the event, we actually have what is just the bog standard game. So no big events, no big server crashes, no big whatever's. The server is kind of given an opportunity to go, I am curious as to how different the event will be.
Report to the manager's office if you
At
think it's
least
yours.
in my experience. Oh, that's so cool. It's rare for that to come along. It's silly, but it's true. That is actually kind of rare for that thing to come along. But it's beautiful. In its own weird way, but yes, it's pretty cool. See, this is the kind of part of Star Citizen I really, really love the most. Because what it does to me is it basically signifies the everyman. Like, the everyman in space sort of thing. It's not... Like, when you talk about sci-fi sort of universes, everyone kind of... There's an understanding, or there's a kind of...
Until further notice.
I guess for a long time... growing up, everyone kind of liked the image of like a crystal clean, really kind of pure, sort of futuristic glow. And I'm really kind of liking the fact that now, it's a bit GG. Oh, it's gone back to its starting place. That's nice. I'm liking the fact that the game has that games like Star Citizen open up a more murky / Grimmesque sort of style to it. I personally find that to be quite awesome. Anyway, on to news and important stuff. Hey, man wearing nothing, but probably is wearing a Noviakov. Or not. They've run out of clothing. GG. This is actually pretty cool as well, because what you can... so this is the refinery. I should probably walk you through the refinery sort of process. So for anyone who's not done mining in Star Citizen, the refinery is a really freaking amazing part of the game. I personally love it. Yes, you can die. Yeah, I like how that's been added. That has been added. No, that's been added. There's a reason why that's been added, and I assume you know. But yes, so the refinery is kind of, weirdly enough, it's a lot of show, but there's a small section of where you can actually do stuff. The first room that you'll be noticing is when you go into the mining support center room. There's a couple of things you can get. For example, some gloves, there's some info panels, really awesome cashier service personnel. Really nice sort of jackets if you're into the fashion side. I've never really been into the fashion, so it's okay. You've also got your Grey Cat mining tools, for example, the cutter and the mining attachment, though of course you can also get the other stuff. You also get access to the Pembroke. Fucking Pembroke! That's what the bloody name of that suit was called. I've been struggling to remember what the fuck that other suit was called, but Pembroke. Right, anyway. So you can see, for example, the different backpacks, and there is the light early miner in Star Citizen look, which is kind of cool. You also have access to the modules as well, which on mining vessels... Oh, they're these things now! I forgot about them. I'll get to those in a second. But these... Oops. I said I'll get to you in a second. But these particular modules, what they do is you can attach them to your mining laser, and you can improve the efficiency, increase the G-spot, make it more unstable to cause more rocks to fracture. It's a load of useful things. These are... Actually, I'll go to these next. So these are a more recent addition. And what these things do is you attach them to a ship, to a rock in particular, that is difficult to mine. And then basically,
System. Thanks to the coordinated efforts
basically
of
once the
Navy and
once these sort of once you've got your rock that's a bit difficult to mine, you can actually look at these things, get onto the you basically get onto these devices, attach them to the rocks, and they help make it easier to increase or decrease the optimal rate. So that's pretty cool. I haven't used those devices before, and I'll be honest with you, I've kind of forgotten about them, but rest assured, if we get more into mining and things work out for us, I'll be definitely looking into them. So these are the sort of these are sort of the hand mineable tools. So for example, you've got the dolvanine ore, you've got the aphrite ore, you've got once again dolvanine and what the ore looks like when you've mined it. The best more ore to get for FPS is hadnite. This shit is worth fuck tons. It's really, really useful, and it's very, very helpful to get that. So if you do get yourself if you find yourself getting stuff, oh nice. I like that sledgehammer. Holy shit, that's a really cool sledgehammer. So yes, there are some pretty cool rocks in this verse. I like how they're stacking them on top of them. It's brilliant.
Hi, good to have you back.
So there's Vantage. I think also
See anything you like?
I do. Ah, there it is. So the refinery shop. So what we can do now is we can purchase a mining laser. So personal weapons. Is it utility? Minor lasing heads. Okay, so Helix 2. Oh, they've changed the price. Let me see. Power transfer. Instability 2300. All charge rates 20%. Shatter damage 50. Resist instability plus minus 30. Resistance 10. That's pretty decent for the price. It's definitely in comparison to everything else. You can still buy them. Module slots 3 through output. Perfect. Yes, I will buy one of these. Thank you very much. And that's going to help us with our prospecting at least, because the mining laser we get with the prospector, it's good, but it's not perfect. It probably should have mining modules as well, so lifeline modules, 4L modules. Let's have a little look-see. Reduces the rock's resistance. Oh, I can actually use the 4L module. That's kind of an instant win, but that's not expensive. So what does the Optimum have? For 20 seconds allows them out. Catastrophic danger pool. I see. So what's the most expensive? Oh, is that size 2? Charge window. Passive. Oh, it's a passive thing. Optimal resistance plus 5. Deposit is increased. Jesus Christ. What the hell are you? Oh, it's the extraction rate. Nice. Overpowering the extraction beam. That's fair enough. Instability, XTR, laser. Okay. Torrent 3. Okay, so you can increase the laser power. That's pretty useful. The Riga, optimal charge window. Focus, provides resistance. Rhyme, charge window. Lifeline, optimum, forgeable. So it gives you the whole shebang, which is nice. I heard rumor that there was one thing that allowed you to reduce the amount of shit that came from a mining laser. I don't know if it's from this particular sector, but that's fine. I probably will hold off buying any of these modules to start with, just because I want to see what it's like with just the Helix laser. And then once we kind of know what we're doing, we can kind of come back to this location, which is fair enough. So now that we've purchased that, we can now go over to our prospector, and we can attach the mining head to the mining laser. I just remembered I also had some pretty good skins as well, but I think those are over by Area 18, so never mind. Right, so utility. So we've got the Abhor mining laser, which has a pretty decent thing, but you can see the power transfer module slots, only one, fairly bog standard, nothing too special. So we'll unequip that. We'll put the Helix mining laser on. And you can see immediately we have 3 module slots attached to it. So already we've got a profit on that. But in addition to that, we also have the ability to have much better power foot transfer, better charge rates. Everything else is pretty awesome. It is a dream. And it is so much more effective. kind of wish you could keep your paints with... Like, I know it's not realistic, but I would like to have my paints not be a physical thing in the game, but instead something that I can just attach wherever the fuck I go to. Because that's just a bit tedious. Alright. Access... Right, anyway. So we have... oh yes, I forgot to show you the other location. So when you've mined
the
your
building.
resources... So when you've mined your resources and you've got the things you need to get, you need to come to this panel here and go to the refinement center. By going to the refinement center, you obviously, depending on the refining center, you go, yes, I'd like to build a work order. And as you can see, there's a whole host of resources you can get and different yields depending on the station's section on that. So in our case, for example, if we were to have quartz, boros, diamonds, quantanium, we could increase the amount of yield that allows us to refine to be able to sell off later stuff, which is pretty cool. Now, here's the part where it gets a little bit interesting. So, all sales, what does this do? Have they changed a few things, or is it kind of still... Yeah, that looks like an old heads-up display, so that's fine. So basically, what you do is you come to the refinement center, start the process for putting the resources into your ship, or start the process for refining the ore into your vessel, and then you can refine the process, get a high yield, come back to the refinery station, get the ore, and then retrieve the stuff. So because we've been doing some mining minerals today, we're not going to be seeing immediate profit, because obviously we need to have the refining process take time. Because if you want a better yield, you need to go for a slower progress or process in order to achieve that. But at the same time, once you've got that, you have a much better amount that comes out, and then Bob's your uncle, you're all sorted. And I'm thinking in terms of SCU, given the size of our ship alongside everything else, we should be able to get away with using the raft for transportation needs. Which is fine. I do enjoy my little raft. Yes, the elevator was called, thank you. Oops, I did not mean to hit that button. I think the server's having a bit of desync. I wonder if they're going to run a hot pack. Or maybe I should go to the other elevator. Does the other elevator work? Problem is I can't tell which lift is open or not. 30k? So, wait for the elevator to arrive, and then we will hop into our ship when it decides it wants to arrive. Unless the doors are already open. No, they're not open. It's a rough patch this time, I will not lie. Star Citizen is definitely in a rough state. I do wonder if it's going to be the... Yeah, I do wonder. Interesting bin design. If that is in fact a bin. I'm assuming it's a bin. Wondering if the elevator's not working is resulting in desync. Well, in because if the elevators aren't working, it means that something might be bad at 30k potential. Might just put in the chat. So the elevators are slow at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating. It says they're at the refinery, but... there we go, bit of salsa. Fuck! Cunt. There we go. Oh, God. Got it to work. Lifts took a fucking age, but it's okay. It's alright. It's okay. The elevators don't really want to work, but it's alright because we're outside. Now we get to fly. Oh, that's really not looking good. Well, we've got one person there. You know, it's fine. I'd rather not have someone there. I'd rather not... I'm trying to think, where would be a safe place to go? Arguably, a safe place to spawn would be in Hurston area. Yeah, that's probably where we're going to have to go, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to have to go to Port Everest, so we'll have to get ourselves refueled. And welcome to the most terrifying screen. I'm going to kind of take some... I'm going to take a risky venture here. Because I'm gonna select a ship, and then I'm gonna be in a position where I can hopefully walk away from it.
Vehicle selected.
Or not.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following
My
location.
God, being in a different location might actually give me a chance for it to work. Praise the Golden Throne. Do 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 do, taking your sweet time, Beauty and the Beast. Still. Optimism. Mr. Jaeger, optimism. Oh, for God's sake. Right. So, no, that doesn't work. In fact...
Please visit us.
Oh, okay, that does actually work. That doesn't tell me anything. Right. What hangar pad is it
to
on?
the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Because if I scroll down to here, this will tell me. Prospector. Oh, really? Motherfucker, you doing that? Fucking bullshit. Right, what often is the... Well, that's Doom incarnate. What is the most common hangar space to go to? Oh, God. Alright, elevators are really taking a dump at the moment. Okay, so it's at Hangar 2 now. I'm just curious to see if there's actually... Well, obviously I don't want to walk through because that would be terrifying. We've got 2 open doors to no... 3 open doors to nowhere. Oh, good lord. So there's only one elevator I can currently trust, and that one is current... Oh my god, the elevator is in. Right. We have no idea what that is, so I'm going to go with hangar number 2. Because that might be where I'm located. Oh. Nope, it's not that one. Hangar number 1. There we go. And do we have a prospector? Of fucking course not. Right. Okay. So now we have to claim my ship because the game's being glitchy. Right. Oh, we are just.
Welcome to the ASOC
Oh,
vehicle
we are the
retrieval system.
valiant infantry. We are the Alpha team with passion and camaraderie. Hear us with a sound at the top of our guns. Be calm, be bold, and raise your lungs.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
It's only with
Please
our
visit us again.
sacrifice that mankind can stay alive and see a paradise. Oh, God. Just deleted my ship out of existence because of course it can. That's a pretty cool Pip-Boy you got there. He's got a Moby-Glass and whatever that thing is. That thing is. I mean, I'm going to call it a Pip-Boy because it looks like a Pip-Boy. Yes, you've got a very strange device on your arm, sir, and I'm very curious as to what it is. You've got a really fancy Moby-Glass, but again, at the same time, you've got a really fancy thingamabob. It just looks like probably just a little sleeve thing that you put your phone into. But that would be pretty cool. To be fair, I'm kind of surprised we haven't come up with something like that in real life, where you've got something you can just look at your phone through on that. Sure, it's not practicable in all essences, but for example, if you're going walking with friends, if you're out and about, it you know, it gives you the opportunity to. The hell was that? Oh, the clouds. Okay. It often gives you the ability to kind of, you know, chill at least. Oh, I see you're also probably having issues with getting your ship. Oh, we are the valiant infantry. We are the Alpha team with passion and camaraderie.
Welcome
Oh,
to the ASOC
you.
vehicle retrieval system. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Your insurance claim has been sent. Your insurance claim has been
I
sent.
didn't request the razor. I requested the prospector.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Right. Save a few pennies. Yeah, fuck it.
Thank you.
Right, so the process has been expedited, and we shall receive our prospector within 18 seconds. We're gonna give it a go. Like, we will try. I will try. It's not easy, and I don't want to. I've said I won't give up, and I shall not give up. This is a great test of faith, but at the same time, there is a limit. I think the famous phrase, to quote Buddha, patience has limits. Oh, and now the fucker shows up. Wait a minute. If I... No, it's fine. Because I was right. So it was in the first hangar. It just took a really fucking long time for it to arrive. And because I've claimed it, it's not going to come back. Right. Yeah, I just realized it's pointless doing it this way because I've already claimed it, which means... Yeah, better go back to the count. Better go back to the thing. There's my prospector. It's all ready and raring to go, except I can't use it because I've claimed it because I thought I lost it. Ooh, boy. Need to think of an alternative, potentially. Because at this point, I will seriously consider just hopping on to another game for a time being, because I'd like to do something, and I'm sure you guys would like to watch me do something. Trying to think what game I could play. Oops. I mean, I think what we'll do is, if we are in a position where even this is not doable, then we probably will need to look into perhaps... yeah, there we go, stored. Yeah, figured as much.
Vehicle selected.
Yeah, so
Stand
what
by.
probably would happen if it is unsuccessful...
Your
Wait for 5 minutes. But yeah, what I might have to do is I might have to swap to another game if it gets to a really bad state. Because it's been pretty rough for the last few days, and... Well, to be fair, my streaming software, me streaming the game has not helped the situation, because obviously it's quite a demanding game to begin with. But the fact that we've now not only got the system stuck in there, but also the roughness, I'm wanting to, you know, we've been an hour and we've been struggling to do anything. So in the interest of like trying to have fun, I might decide to, you know, go for it. I've said earlier that, oh no, we will be determined and whatever, but I'm like, but then again, if this is going to be a repeat of the previous episode, I don't think that's very entertaining for everyone. So, I'm trying to think what games I could play to sort of placate that. Brock wouldn't be a bad game for a choice. I mean, I know we have Guild Wars, naturally, but at the same time, I don't, you know, I also kind of want to have something fun and silly.
Please visit us again.
Right.
Goodbye.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm calling it. I'm gonna basically say I think we're done with Star Citizen for the time being, so we're gonna hop into the menu because it's just not worth it. I'm seeing the pattern here, and I'm like, oh, I know where we're going. This is the beginning of the end at that point. So rather than try and fuck around and do something silly, I'm just gonna call it and say, right, Foxhole, Star Citizen, you've had your chance. I've given you plenty of opportunities. You're still crumbing it, so we're looking for an alternative for the time being. I could probably go for Cosmoteer. You know what? That's actually a fucking good plan. Let's go for it. Right. Sorry, I just found a game that might actually be an alternative, which is a space game, but it's actually kind of fun. Let me see. StarCraft Battlecruiser. You know what? That's a really good fucking... Right. Nice. Just download whilst I'm playing a live stream. Sure, let's go with that. Right. Anyway, so we're gonna hop into a different game. So bear with, and I will hop this one on. Close this down because we're done with that one for the moment. But instead, we're going to hop into something different. So bear with. Well, no, it's fine. Right. Let's pop this on. Right, I also need to make the changes as well to the stream. Right. I need to probably change some of the tags as well. Right, okay, let's make the save and pop in. Right, so this is going to take a couple of seconds whilst it starts up, but that's fine. New updated game for the first time may result in longer time than usual. What I will do to mitigate that, well, I say mitigate that, what we will do to try and get that sort of sorted is we're going to hop into the menu, and then I'm going to get myself a drink of juice, and then hopefully things can kind of... Ooh, that's a loud game. That's a loud game. Right, there we go. So this is Cosmoteer. The game is basically a sci-fi, a top-down sci-fi game where you are a captain of a ship, and your job is to try and go through the universe, try and earn a decent living, and also somehow, through the grace of just through the grace of whatever deity you follow, become successful. Now we're going to be playing a little bit of a beginning sort of section. So platforms, activate, more storage size, yes. More decals, check. Yes. Resources, yes. Galactic allegiance. More doors, yep. Better mining lasers, yep. More galaxy sizes, yep. We can even have hood ships. Yes, okay. Optimal storage. Sure. We're going to just kind of enable a lot of mods. Will it work? I don't know. Probably not. Huge cruise. Oh, God. Okay. We start now. See if it works. If it works, brilliant. If not, well, shit. Oh, God. But yes, so basically, Cosmoteer is a game where you are where you basically fly around in a ship of your own design or like a little customized thing, and basically you fly around making your own little jobs, and it just provides a nice little entertaining sort of twist to things. Considering the current sort of issues with space and shit right now, I'm thinking, considering the current theme we're going with space at the moment, I'm like, you know what, this is possibly a good idea for me to be able to sort of, first of all, show this game off, because it's quite a nice and enjoyable little game, and also can be quite kind of scary if not taken care of. But also, more importantly, it allows, it's a nice alternative to give us some progression, because I feel like even if we are starting this thing up with the first time, with the mods and everything else, we are instead going to be able to make progress fairly quick on. So, yeah, just a smidge. But yeah, so I'm going to go quickly get myself a drink so I can deal with any parchness, and I shall return once the game loads up. There we go. Hyperdrive beacons, new ship parts. Oh, nice. Nice. Right, so this is everything was set up for that. So let's have a look. New game. We're going to go with a career. Difficulty, I think, is like, yeah, normal. And the economic difficulty is normal. Yeah, normal, fame, architect. There we go. So, basically, each of these ships have their own little modular design frame to them. So, for example, defenses. I do enjoy the weapons. So, the thing with this particular game is you have different options in terms of how you want to play. So, for example, you can have galaxy size, which I can have gigantic, very large, standard, minuscule, whatever. We'll go with standard for everything at the moment. Okay, so the next thing we can also choose is how we want to have crew frame ratio. Be higher up the frame. I think we'll go with standard on that one. And we can also choose reveals all locations on the map without having to uncover the fog of war. I turned this feature off because being able to sort of find the region just makes it take too long. So I kind of like having that ability to explore. And we also have the ability to have our own ships to sort of start with. We have a budget. We have a pretty decent budget we have a pretty decent sort of starter budget, but obviously depending on how things go it can take a bit of time and it does eventually resolve into little amounts. So at this point I'm going to go with a Model C because I do like me cannon. Cannon is fun. Cannon's quite an enjoyable one. It's been a while, to be fair, it's been a while since I've played this game, but I do remember some bits and bobs of it. So there's the camera, so you can look around, flying your ship. Right click and fly anywhere in space, or you can use your keyboard. I'll give you select it. Where's the direct control option? There was an option to like directly control your ship. Yeah, that was a left control. Yeah, there you go. So you can see. So you can maneuver the ship around, and if we do this, you can actually see the internal characteristics of your ship. So as your ship, basically how the game works is you slowly but surely expand your ship's size and have more and more crew to be able to serve your ship, which eventually then results in them being able to like get weapons and equipment and all that jazz, and eventually get even. There we go. Yes, all ships, perfect. So basically what you do is you basically hop into the ship, and depending on your crew, your ship can either become really powerful or it can sort of struggle. And this is our sector. And we're going to quickly hop back over to this little sector here. Right, okay. And M. Okay, so reintroducing myself to controls, that's fine. So then what you can also do, if we scroll out, is we go to the galaxy region, and as you can see there's a whole host of different sectors. The different numbers on the sectors represent the difficulty of each sector. So as you can see, certain empires are quite high in terms of their stats, and it's all quite a bit rough and scary. But because this is a bog standard sector, we're going to go with that. Now, don't mistake any of this sector for being piss. It is in fact quite terrifying. Especially when it comes to the size and scale. So if we were to hit the options to look into the ships, and if I select, for example, the fin to get the station, you can actually see there's quite a lot of people in these sectors and stations, and these stations have quite a fair amount of guns and equipment on them, which is kind of terrifying. Here's a sort of a trading ship showcasing all these things. So the game is kind of a real-time sort of event, so there are always things going about, and it's kind of like Warband in a sense. There's different factions at war with one another. You've got pirates, you've got gangs, you've got all sorts of things, and depending on how you go with this particular sort of platform, if you will, you can either be really good friends with one faction over the other. So, for example, because we're in the sort of independent systems, we're fine. But what we could end up being is really good friends with these guys, but absolutely bastard enemies with these guys or these guys. And there's a lot of sort of things around it. But we're kind of just flying the independents at the moment, which is kind of cool. Just trying to remember the controls for direct control. Controls... General, UI click, take screenshots, pan up, right down. Control D, that was it. There we go. So you can actually control the ship and the guns in any particular way, which is pretty cool. And you can kind of do massive circular spinnings if you really want to. And of course, depending on your power reservoir, which luckily your power reservoir doesn't actually run out of resources. But what it does is it basically, does is this reactor core powers your engines as well as certain electrical systems. So in order to, the way that they balance out the systems in this game, basically you have to have a power generator that can manage all of the other, other systems. Now, because we've got ballistics, we don't have to worry about power, which is great. But unfortunately, it also does mean that we have to be kind of careful with that. Right, so I'm going to contact this station here and ask them if they need anything done. And as you can see, there's quite a fair few bounties that we need to complete. So yes, please. 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 And yes, please. We want to accept all the missions in this particular station because obviously the important thing here is we need to figure out where they need to go. And as you can see, depending on the thing, you get both credits and fame. The more credits and fame you have, the bigger the ship you can build, and all that jazz, which is pretty cool. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and see if we can fly into a sector and try to get a mission completion. We are also going to quickly save. Just because in case of shit may happen. Because the thing is, if you fuck up, you can, in fact, lose out on quite a lot of... You can lose out on the ship and, be set back to a point. There is an autosave sort of function, but it depends on your... It does depend on a lot of things and can result in you... Yeah, it can result in some scary things happening. So, what we're going to be doing here is I'm just going to be... Oh, there we go. Contact. Oh, yes. I forgot about that. So, gameplay, current game, architect... gameplay, there we go. Let's scroll down. Aim assist, show firing arcs, there we go. Enemy down, slow to 1 degree. Right, disabled. Or actually, no, I probably shouldn't have it disabled, but probably. So you can actually customize quite a lot of this particular game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say slow down to like 2. So it gives me the ability to kind of react, but not be like super there. Right. So we've got a contact. He's coming up towards us. We need to be ready. And what I also need to do is make sure that he's in range. Now, the arc represents what my extent of my range is to him. So we need to be very careful. He's coming towards us, which is nice, which means we get the advantage. We should probably take a position. Here he comes. We're both at a disadvantage, but that's fine. Well, you know, he has an advantage depending on voltage. That's not too bad. So now I have to anticipate his moves. I also like to have things in slow motion because for two reasons. The first is because I absolutely love the destruction in this game. And second, oh, okay. Actually, you have to aim after the ship as well. Nice. Luckily for us, it's only limited amounts of damage that this weapon can do. Oh, they've changed how that works now. Keep the armor up, keep the armor up, keep the armor up. Neutralize his gun. Come on, come on, come on. Fuck you. Nice. Ship has been destroyed. And we can now repair using our build options. And now we get the wonderful part. What button was it again? Yeah, just gather salvage. Yep. So now that we've defeated the opponent, we can now gather the salvage in the region. So what I'm going to do, everyone go get salvage. And so this tells my crew, which does leave me in a sort of vulnerable position. So there's no defenses, and if I wanted to fly my ship, I can, but then if I run out of energy, that's going to mean that everything's screwed. But what this means is that I can salvage, which actually is quite a useful thing, this reactor, which is really fucking nice, because it means I get certain rare materials. So we're just going to increase the speed on that one whilst they do that. I'll probably do like a more in-depth sort of showcase tutorial video to make things better, because at this point I'm just kind of like, ooh, yeah, let's move my ship a little bit further away. There we go. So there's also resources that would appear to be that I can get, but I don't have a mining laser, so that's fine. This one's kind of okay in terms of mining. It's not like, for example, oh shit. Oh, cancel. Everyone get back. Everyone get back. That's a most wanted. Shit. That's a 1 to 3. Roving pirates. Just like, anyone there? No. Getting paid. It's fine. Attacking the enemy. It's fine. How's our ammunition supply? Kind of okay. That's good. Right. Oop. We are gonna mine... You know what? Let's see if we can mine this. Oh, we can mine this. Right, good. This is gonna be useful. It's gonna take some time, but that's why we have this. Right. So, friendly ship flying off. That's fine. So this is gonna be useful. So the vanilla game is somewhat different. It doesn't have the ability for you to have bigger storage sizes. I've got a storage size for this mod, for this game, because the way that the storage system works in the vanilla game is kind of okay, but kind of not, because you're constantly building massive storage supply depots inside your own ship for the sake of a sanity. So it's like, it's kind of nice to not have that. And to sort of deal with other things. But of course the issue is economy-wise things are a little bit more scarce. Though to be fair, I probably should make it so that I don't get paid much in terms of resources, because then that way it kind of balances out the amount of resources I can get. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to this station once we've dealt with a few things. Excuse me. goodness. Right. So we've done mining inside Cosmoteer. Not quite the same, I admit, but still. At least we've got it. Excuse me. I apologize. I think I need to blow my nose. One sec. I think I'm getting hay fever. Ugh. It sucks. At the moment, I'm just sneezing, so maybe it's not as bad as it could be, but still. So because we've completed that mission, we can say, yep, I'm happy to be paid because I have done the job. and I don't regret buying that mission one iota. Ah, nice. Let's accept that mission. And transfer the iron ore. Yep. So let's go to this point and transfer the iron. Because basically what we're doing here is we're telling the station, hey, look, come get our shit. Which gives me another mission as well, which is pretty nice. Nice. So that's one extra thing. So mission. We've not only that, we've also bought some stuff, which is pretty nice. So fantastic. So the next thing we need to do is, well, we've got money, but we need to look into other things first. What I will do though is look to see if I can upgrade my computer. Oh, we can get the mining laser. That might be something we need to look into in the future. How much cash do I have? 6,000. Yeah, we're going to go with that because I think we're going to need to buy one of those. So, inside the station, you have the ability. I should probably explain. So basically, inside this game, one of the core features of this game is the ability for you to build into your ship. Depending on what kind of upgrades you've unlocked or what kind of things you have, you can, for example, build armor using both the resources that you have on your ship or bits of cash if you're at a station and you need some sort of spares. On the bottom right of the screen, you can see a whole host of different sort of sections, what the mass is, what the location is, all that particular jazz. About what kind of crew you've got, so what the game suggests would be a good idea. In terms of power, it says, right, well, you don't need to have that much power. I've got ammo, which obviously don't have a huge amount, but that's going to be fine. And what's this basically is the command points, where the more I stick onto the ship, the more strain it's going to cause my captain. So if I start getting loads of different compartments, but still only having the small command deck, that's going to be a problem. So rather than get that command ship with barely anything on, I'm now going to be like, right, okay, let's get a bigger command post. And how you do that is through completing missions, earning cash, and then it basically allows you to upgrade. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to buy what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a mining laser. And it's going to be a little bit, a bit of a costly endeavor because obviously a mining laser does mean quite a fair amount of cash has been spent, so I'm broke once again. But this mining laser, once you've charged it up, is going to be able to go through a lot more materials, and I'm going to be able to get myself into a solid position as a result. Well, get myself into a solid... I'm going to be able to get myself more resources as a result, which is pretty cool. So the important thing right now, of course, is we need to complete more missions. And how we do that? Well, hang on, let me just do it. I think. There we go. That kind of, yeah, that makes more sense. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move our ship out. Try and see if we can find some bounties. So I think that one's... Yeah, that's the one. So there you go. You can upgrade your ship. And you can use the materials. The tutorial in this game is actually pretty solid. It doesn't have a dedicated tutorial level, but it does give you a decent sort of heads up as to what you need to accomplish in order to achieve your thing. So we're going to play a little bit of this. And, yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's a pretty cool system because, for example, you can upgrade what kind of weapons you've got. So do you do you want to go with lasers, ion beams, and whatnot, or do you want to go with rockets and missiles? Now, I do have, of course, a few mods installed, so naturally it's going to be a bit of a different story. So, for example, missile silo, pack loader. God, that sounds cool. Hello, is that ship's being? Hello, is that a ship? No, that's. Ooh, that's materials we can salvage. Right. That's going to be useful. That's copper, I think. Right. So immediately you can see what I mean by the power of the mining laser. It immediately gets the rocks. And then everyone comes out and gets them. Yeah, it's copper. Copper's quite useful because you can craft materials out of that as well. Like, you can actually, eventually what you can also do, I think it's along here, you can basically craft steel and coils, along with, like, titanium steels, nukes, nukes, lol. But you can eventually craft materials, craft items in the, ship parts for materials inside. Oh, it's an asteroid field, nice. But you can actually, craft with the materials that you have on that. And if you go through some asteroid fields, you can actually get some pretty decent minerals. So, for example, here we can potentially get quite a bit. And because we've got the enhanced storage materials, we don't actually have to worry too much about... this is a bit of a traditional thing, so... What's the button for this? Gather. So let's do some mining. Shit. Is he gonna have a go at me is the question. Can't tell. Don't think so. No, we're good. Yay! So what's useful about the mining laser is, for early on in the game, it does give you pretty decent advantage in sort of gathering materials, because the more materials you gather, the faster you'll be able to start sort of either selling the resources. Trying to remember how to just rotate it. There we go. Yeah, basically we go into... So basically, as you gather more resources, you can sell them, you can turn them into this. So early on, we could probably just do with a cash injection. Get the cash, get yourself going, get yourself as much as possible, and then when you want to start buying, upgrading certain things, if you don't have the materials to hand, instead of being sort of in a bit of a picky spot, you can instead focus on gathering... You can instead focus on just getting the materials to make yourself some cash. Which, if we go to the settings... Oh yeah, I also need to save this as well, because otherwise I end up losing out. What's my graphical settings? Performance, target FPS... No, 60. There we go. There we go. No more frames issues. Well, he says. So that's quite a lot of copper we've got there. That is indeed quite a lot of copper. But the good news is, because of the optimized storage systems, we can actually probably gather a majority of that. Go to a nearby... We go to a nearby... We go to one of the stations again, sell the copper, gather the materials needed, and then we can, sell the materials that we have, and then be like, right, money time. Right, that could be a problem. Because at the same time, the roving pirates can be a level 1 to 3, and we don't have quite enough defenses for that. One thing I will say about this game that I like is the quality of the soundtrack. It is absolutely wonderful. He's going to be right in our fucking line. Right. Cancel that. Everybody get ready. We should probably try and escape as well. we can lure him. Oh, sulfur. That's going to be quite useful. Actually, we can move away from him. We might not have to worry. Perfect. Sometimes you'll be lucky and you'll be able to have the enemy be engaging someone else, or sometimes you can just be in a position where you're near a station, you lure the bastards to the station, and what do you know? Enemy goes bye-bye. Would laugh my ass off if that... Wait, what? No. No way. They're going to fucking start fighting. Are you joking? Well, I'm going to take it. Or in other cases, you have the enemy fighting the enemy, which then gives you the freedom to go take a little chance. We're taking this chance. Kill 2 birds, 1 stone. I think so. This is a rare opportunity. I've not seen this before. That's hilarious. Right, that's a spotter and that's a clink. Right, the 2 are pirate hunters. Right, looks like they've immediately gone into contact with me, which is fine. So... Right. That mining laser needs to be turned off for the time being, though. Yeah, downside is there's also a crew management system which allows you to create a role, which I'm now going to have to quickly... Which actually, if I pause, I'll make a new role immediately. So... edit role. And what they will have is you can select the job priorities. So literally everything else... I wish there was a button to just turn every priorities to 0. Long laser cannon, laser minigun left. Ooh. There is a lot of fucking equipment in this thing. Oh boy. Standard cannon, yes. Operate, yes. 0 to supply ammo. Well, 0 to operate the cannon. Deck cannon, oh. Missile launcher, operate, and you will be operate. Supply ammo. Nope. Nope. Yes. Nope. Yes. Yes. No. No. Yes. You. Yes. Oh my god. Rocket silo, operate. Rocket silo, operate. And literally everything else. Your job will be to literally just do nothing else but shoot. Because for you are not but gunners. The sad thing is, it's kind of like you have to set this up at the beginning as well, which is kind of a shame. If there was ever an optimization, I think probably... If there was ever an optimization to be had, there should be 2 things. One, the ability to, like, auto-set everything to just gunner only. Right. And I should also name the role. Daka Gunner. And I'll have you as red, because you'll be... able to shoot, but I'll edit this role and change it to blue and turn to blue shirt. So now everyone who's inside that sort of thing, you are now red shirts, which means, well, DACA gunners, which now means you shall not. So now your job is quite simply man the fucking guns and kill the trying to neutralize the command station. I kind of hate the fact that the game's AI can actually still move ships around. There we go. Right, you as well. And there's a dead person in space. Right. So let's fix up what we've got. And then gather the materials. Because we need to gather all them materials. Because holy shit. There we go. So now we're just going to quickly gather up all those materials and hop straight back into the verse, and we'll move. Right, good news is we can actually do that, which is pretty nice. See if we can potentially take advantage of this ship. Yeah, it's only a spotter. Set fire to these things as well, because that allows us to do some pretty nice damage, whilst also forcing the bastard. We do get armor piercing capacity as well. If we can neutralize the there we go. Now if we scroop the thing, there we go. Right. Got a few important bits and bobs, and more importantly, we've been able to successfully defeat another ship. Make our way back to base. Right. we've done that, let's go quickly hop over to... a little section there. So we've got a bit too much in storage. I think there's too many slots stored up. So we're going to try and get rid of this uranium as well as the microprocessor, along with the hyperdrive sort of stuff, because we're not going to need it. We're definitely not going to need it. But more importantly, we can... but what we can do is say, well, look, we've got resources we can sell you, and depending on the local region, you're going to end up actually being quite valuable. So, for example, these things are going to be quite valuable to us. So we get enriched uranium, we get those going. Pop all the copper into position, as well as the Hyperium, which is basically the in-game music of version of hyper speed, Quantanium. There we go. Apparently we're becoming famous, which is up there. And the more we do, the better our resources get. Right, so now that we've emptied our particular cruise ships, we're going to now add an additional bit of storage, because I do believe we need some storage. There's a lot of storage we can get in here. Should we get some doors as well? It's pretty cool. I think what I might also do is I might add additional bunks and stuff. Just rotate. Oh yes. There we go. So we have enough hiring crew members, which is quite useful. And I have the ability to build some storage now. So I'm thinking not really much of a platform to work off initially, but what we can possibly do is add the additional storage templates here, which then gives us a little bit to work from. So a little bit here and there in addition to that. There we go. So it's kind of, it's not by any stretch of the imagination making things easier, because our ship's going to have to work with the additional weight, but at least it's going to be all sorted now. And more importantly, we can now request certain bits of crew, because we can actually hire crew now. So a maximum of additional 4 members of crew. And they're like, right, come and join our ship. And people will flock to our vessel, which is nice. Oh, excuse me. Right, so they're going to hopefully be able to make things a little easier. And what we need to do now is try and find... We need to completely clear out some master... We need to clear out that mission template, so... We've knocked out a couple of the special peoples. And the resources we get... Copper... Yep. Wait, was that carbon? I think I saw a carbon. There's certain resources that I will immediately go back for, because carbon is actually quite rare. There it is, yes, perfect. Fantastic. And we actually need a mining laser for this, which is why you want to get one. That's actually quite a reasonable amount of mining carbon. That's actually really fucking cool. Perfect. Right, carbon's really useful because you can sell it for quite a bit pretty penny, and more importantly, it allows you to craft certain other materials. So, once again, pretty fucking handy. Right. Save, save. Oh god, he's traveling quick. Let's see if I can get the captain's... Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Trying to get the fucking captain's bridge. Not good. Right. Not exactly how I wanted that particular engagement to go, considering we didn't actually get a lot of scroop, but you know what? I'll take it. Oh, fuck! This is what happens when you don't pay attention. Turn the fucking turret around, you dipshit. Right, that'll do. I can neutralize your freaking laser beams. Here we go. Come on. Fucking useless gunners. Come on. Okay, that's one, that's two. Oh, throne, that was close. Is there a fire in there? Oh, really? Fucking really? Come on. Get the captain's quarters. Get the captain's quarters. Get him! Oh, thank the fucking throne. That was close. Right, repair as much as we can. That was bad. Right, enough steel, it would seem. Right, let's see where the wreck is of the other ship we had available to us. Because we took some heavy fire. Looks like we haven't really got much there. But we were able to neutralize a rather frightening sort of enemy, so that is something at least. So, wait, is that the ship? No, that's just another rock. Right. Doesn't look like there's much else. Right, okay, we're going to make our way back to the base just to sort of wrap things up. So this is kind of like a basic sort of preview, but eventually what's going to happen is you get sort of bigger ships, you get more complicated ships, and eventually you can get really incredible designs. Like if we go into the ship editor, actually we should probably, is it ship editor or is it the ship builder? No, it is the ship builder. It's just obviously, yeah, build and repair. So what we can actually do is we can actually load a ship design. So paste into the existing. And for example, you can have something from like different cargo transportations, brickly cargo sort of things. And there's also the StarCraft battle cruiser. And as you can see, it's quite an extreme example, but like you can get some pretty awesome designs from players from the community, and it is actually really freaking awesome. And there's different materials and components you can get to try and sort of fix things out. But right now, we need to send a message to the radios and go, yeah, we need backup. Badly need backup. We actually need to contact the station as well. Oh, we actually bumped into a station as well, which was kind of nice. So that means we can fix our ship. Huzzah. So there you go. So yeah, a little bit of a different stream today. Unfortunately, Star Citizen is just not looking good for playability. So what I might do for the next stream is we'll probably pop over to Guild Wars, because we do need to finish Guild Wars off. So thank you very much for watching. If you do like this kind of content, let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. And I hope you guys and also I am running other stuff if you guys like to watch Total War stuff, or the Barrel Trauma, which I'm currently working through my first ever permadeath series on, so that's something for that one. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. This is Mr. Jaeger, signing out.